Hi, this is KOI 101, Computer Engineering as a Discipline. I'm Eugene S. Canindot, and for this video lecture, I'm going to talk about a general introduction to the social, ethical, professional issues in computing. This is adapted from Dr. R. M. Siegfried. The digital computer is a key technology of the modern era and has been central and essential to key operations in modern industrial society, including manufacturing, transport and distribution, government, the military, healthcare services, and education and research. Their impact will most likely increase over the next century. We have also discovered that we are vulnerable to their malfunction and misuse, creating problems such as computer crime, computer theft, hacking, viruses, invasion of privacy, an over-reliance on intelligent machine, and workplace stress. Each of them has created one or more ethical dilemmas for the computer profession. Most technological problems these days get blamed on computers, including power supply failing, phone systems going down, air traffic controls sizing up, traffic lights on the blink, etc. Also, computers get blamed for mistakes made by utilities, governmental agencies, credit checking bureaus, the police, etc. Computers have been the cause of several major blunders. Some of them are listed here, but there are so many others that you can find if you're just going to Google them. Anyway, so first in the list is not spotting a hole in the ozone layer for 7 years. Imagine for 7 years they were not able to spot an ozone layer, the hole there in the ozone layer. And then 22 US servicemen dying in Black Hawk helicopter crashes. In fact, one of those crashes was made into movie The Black Hawk Down. I don't know if you're familiar with that movie. To continue, there were 4 people dying from Terak 25 radiotherapy system, and then letting a Scud missile penetrate Patriot missile defenses, killing 28 people. This is during the Gulf War. And then you have the Hubble telescope's myopia. So when the Hubble telescope was launched in the space, it took them 3 years before they were able to get a clear images, because for the first few years they're only getting blurry images, so it was blame on the computer. Then you also have there the Y2K crisis. So the Y2K, the programmers at the time only allocated 2 digits for the year. That's why if you have 1998, it's 98, 1985, it's 85. So it created lots of anticipated problems when it will reach 2000, because the computer will be thinking that if it's 00, it's 1900. But eventually they were able to patch and upgrade all those systems that's affected by the Y2K bug. So new social problems caused by computerization. So when computerization was introduced, so lots and lots of problems arise. So we already mentioned about computer crime. So new technology brings with it new opportunities for crime. People are stealing data to extort money from companies. ATMs, cellular phones, etc. are vulnerable. Desktop publishing has made it easy to counterfeit and forge. And then you have the phone fraud. You also have software theft. I'm sure some of you are doing this. Software theft costs the software industry an estimated 12 billion a year. User had an opinion on the ethics of copying software that does not match the publishers, and it is not always certain where the law stands on this around the world. Companies are not sure whether copyrights or patents is the best way to protect intellectual property, and several look and feel cases have left the issues unresolved. The large question is how to protect intellectual property right without stifling creativity overall. Kazaa and other file swapping sites have caused music and movies to be copied illegally and widely disseminated. It is estimated that such illegal product cost the music industry more than $300 million a year domestically. So the source was RAA. So if you're familiar, you might not be familiar with Kazaa, but I'm sure you're familiar with torrent sites such as the Pirate Bay probably, or the 1337X torrent, and many other torrent sites. So this is just a family of Kazaa. Then of course you have hacking. Attacks by hacker and computer viruses have cost computer operators a great deal of time and money. Hackers have broken into computer systems to change exam results, disrupted 911 systems, hacked into government computers, sold stolen data to KGB and even to Chinese mafia, and blackmailed London banks. These are example into hiring them as security consultants. Then of course you have viruses. Viruses have erased files, damaged disks, and shut down computer systems. The most infamous virus is the Internet worm, started by Robert Morris in 1998. It tied up 6,000 computer systems nationwide. That was in the US. While some people think that hackers are guardians of civil liberties, most legal systems view them as trespassers and vandals. You also have unreliable software. Computer crashes caused by unreliable software cost an estimated 4 billion in the US alone. Such bugs in helicopter control system, air traffic control systems, railroad signals and ambulance dispatch system can cost lives as well, not just money. So major losses include, so these are some example. In 1998, Bank of America had to abandon an 80 million system that failed to work. So they paid 80 million but they have to abandon it because it was not working well. So 8 million, that's around 4 billion pesos. In 1992, American Airline lost over 100 million on a runaway project. Wessex Regional Health Authority and Blue Cross Blue Shield of Massachusetts scrapped system costing 60 million and 120 million respectively. So they've lost billions and billions of pesos because the computer software are not reliable, not working according to what they're supposed to do. Then of course you have the netiquette. Netiquette is network etiquette, the do's and don'ts of online communication. When you enter a new culture, and cyberspace has its own culture, you're liable to commit a few social blunders. You might offend people without meaning to, or you might misunderstand what others say and take offense when it's not intended. To make matters worse, something about cyberspace makes it easy to forget that you're interacting with the real people, not just ASCII characters on a screen, but live human characters. There had been instances where flame wars, these are major verbal battles, have been placed over the internet because someone wrote something at which someone else took great offense, and the writer never intended it. Then, of course, you have privacy. Safeguarding privacy is a in modern society with so much information about us is extremely difficult, if not impossible, to protect. There have been data disasters involving mistaken identities, data mixed up, and doctor data which adversely affect people's lives. Aggravating the problem are the issues of calling number identification, monitoring of email, and data marketing. And last but not the least is the AI and express systems. There is a hornet's nest of issues associated by giving the computer the ability to make medical, legal, judicial, political, and administrative decisions. Given what we know about unreliable software, is it wise to trust it? And what is the product liability in this kind of matter? Then, of course, with all these things, you have the ethical dilemmas for us or for them if you're the one involved in doing all the system. So ethical dilemmas for computer users. Some of these dilemmas are new, such as copying software, while others are new version of older problems dealing with right and wrong, honesty, loyalty, responsibility, confidentiality, trust, accountability, and fairness. Users face some of these problems while computer professionals face all of them. Some of these involve crimes, many that people frequently regard as victimless crimes. Are they truly victimless? Which is more important, access to affordable software or intellectual property rights? How do we protect developers so that they have the necessary incentive to be creative? So this is another dilemma. We just copy, we pirate all these works of developers. So what will happen to them? They're supposed to be paid because they put in effort, time in creating something, and then we'll just copy it, or just some people will just download it from the internet without paying the one who developed it. So this is an ethical dilemma. Is hacking always wrong? Is creating virus always wrong? So this is also a dilemma. In fact, there are three types of hackers. You have the black hat, you have the white hat, and you have the gray hat. Who is responsible when a computer system fails to perform as it is supposed to? What kind of warranty should there be, and from whom? Will it be the developer? Will it be the company who developed the system, where the developer is working, or will it be the one who is running the machine, the operator? Because you can always say that's the user's problem, but the user will say no, it's the software's problem. So this is also some dilemma there. Wait, what information on a database should be private? When are they going? When are they doing as a service by providing that information? So there's information in the database. When will you make it public? To what extent can we trust intelligence system? Should we fund military systems? Then, how should health hazards in the workplace be handled? Should we allow employers to monitor employee activities? So the ACM, or the Association for Computing Machinery, IEEECS, the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineer, Computer Society, BCS, British Computer Society, and IFIP, International Federal for Information Processing, have developed professional codes to cover this. However, their single biggest problem is limited sanction applied to the profession. So this one, because of all these things, Oh, there was this 10 commandments for computer ethics. Says here that thou shalt not use a computer to harm other people. Thou shalt not interfere with other people's computer work. Thou shalt not snoop around in other people's files. Thou shalt not use a computer to steal. Thou shalt not use a computer to bear false witness. Thou shalt not use uh, use or copy software for which you have not paid. Thou shalt not use other people's computer resources without authorization. Thou shalt not appropriate others people intellectual output. Thou shalt think about the social consequences of the program you write. Thou shalt use a computer in ways that show consideration and respect. So these are the 10 commandments. If you're going to follow them, then probably will have no problem. So with that, I thank you for listening.